first time I recorded this, my crotch was in frame, so I reframed it. Second time I got through all of it, realized that the audio receiver wasn't turned on, so it's Monday, it's the news. I didn't make coffee this morning because I thought I'd be okay without it. That was a mistake. I'm gonna make this pretty fast. We have a lot of news to get into, but before we do, as we do on the Mondays, I wanna give a quick shout out to the members of the channel. Their lovely names are right here. If you join the channel, not only do you support me, but you also get access to exclusive videos. You get early access to other videos and this weekly shout out. If you join the channel and you send me an email before the beginning of December with your address, I will add you to my holiday mailing list. So that means that you will get a typed holiday letter from me to you for this holiday season. I appreciate the support a whole lot. Working on some other perks as well, so join the channel so you don't miss out. If you don't want to, that's totally fine. Just like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. I appreciate you all very much. Let's get into the news. The benefit of talking about this 3 times now, or I guess 2 times prior, is that this should be a much more refined take overall. As always, if I miss anything, feel free to comment down below and we'll go from there. We've got 2 film items and then the rest are kind of deals that I want to talk about. To start off with, there is a film that's gaining quite a bit of traction on the internet these days, and I want to give my 2 cents on it. And the film is Karmir 160, which from what I can surmise, it's an Armenian company that's recanning Kodak era color. I have no issues with it. If it's something you want to invest in, by all means. I don't know what their restocking looks like, what the logistics are, but currently they're out of stock on Freestyle Photo. When they are in stock, it is about $14.99 a roll, which isn't too bad. The quality and the color profile looks very similar to Kodak Color Plus, so that might be a more affordable, more readily available alternative for you. Take a look at the photos on their website, gauge that for yourself. One in particular that I'm a little bit concerned by is down towards the bottom of the page. There is this photo of the building, people in the foreground. It's a white building, and then you can tell by the sky it's a very bright day. There's like a cloud or 2 that you can see, but the light's really blasting that white building. It's reflecting off, getting a lot of brightness from there. And on the side of that building, it kind of tapers off into shadow. There's a little bit of an artifact going on in the shadow, but that's fine. But what I want to look at is the subjects in the foreground. Specifically, this guy holding his phone. Keyed side of his face is looking relatively well exposed, maybe like a stop or 2 under. And then the other side of his face is completely lost. No detail, no data, no information whatsoever. It's just shadowed out completely. So this could be a number of things. This could be whatever camera it was shot on was trying to expose for this white side of the building, because that's the predominant focal point of the image. The most being the sky, I suppose, then the second being the keyed side of the building, and then the other part being the shadowed part. So if I was trying to compile exposure data for all of that, then that would lead me to think that this guy's face obviously takes a bit of a back seat, but it does also show that there's a bit of an issue in terms of the latitude of this film. I've not really shot with Era color before, but I have shot with Kodak Color Plus quite a bit, and it performs relatively similarly. Very high saturation, beautiful vibrant colors, a little bit of low detail, not great with the shadows and stuff. So that's something to be aware of. I'm not saying it is Color Plus, I really am not. I'm just saying they perform relatively similarly. So the other shots on here look fantastic, but it can be achieved through other means. So there's that. The other film news I want to get into is another thing that's kind of been out for a little bit, but recently it's been catching some more headlines, and I want to address my thoughts on it and talk about, I guess, the ever-changing nature of the film photography landscape. So Lucky Film is a company out of China that is producing their own film. They've been doing this for quite a bit of time now, but they've gained a bit more traction because they've introduced a new black and white, new as in it's a little bit older, but a new black and white film stock that they produce in-house domestically in China, and it sells for about $5 thereabouts, which is a pretty good deal. They've made headlines in the past with their plans to release affordable color film. The headlines that I've seen is that by the end of the year, this calendar year, they want to have their color film out and sell it for about $5.60 a roll. $5.60 would put it further below anything else that's out there on the market, which is fantastic. There's not really been much corroborating evidence to support those claims. There's been a lot of videos, because if you put new color film and the tagline and then like put a bunch of question marks and be like, what? Do one of the, like, I'm gonna do one of these for my for my thumbnail so the video performs well. The old Macaulay Culkin there. Anyway, if you do that, the video performs well, so people will make videos about that. And listen, I get it. I did the same thing, but it's fine. But there's really no huge evidence to support that that's actually happening anytime soon. Obviously, it'd be great if it does, but I do want to like take a step back, look at the reality of the situation, because there's a few things to note. And I talked about this in my I'm kind of done shooting Orwo video, where the Filmotech film, which is the Orwo NC500-400, Lomo 92, Lomo Metropolis, Ilfo Color, all of those films are right around the price of Ultramax. Some of them are a little bit more expensive, some of them a little bit less expensive by like $1 or $2, but they're right around Ultramax pricing. 12 bucks, right? $12, $14 a roll, whatever. China Lucky color film, if that was to be released, it's at $5.60. If that happens, that's fantastic. However, we have to think about the future, at least in the American economy. There is likely to be some sort of tariff on imported goods. Things from other countries, I think it was like a 20% tariff, and then things specifically from China would be about a 60% tariff. That's subject to change, but for now that's the information we have to go on, so we'll just assume that that is what would likely happen. So $5.60 with a 60% increase, because a tariff is pretty much just cost that's applied to the consumer as opposed to the manufacturer. So with a 60% increase of $5.60, that's going to put it like that $10, $11, maybe $12 range. My math is terrible, but bear with me. So now it's going to be $10, $12, whatever, which again is kind of around Ultramax pricing. With that in mind, and with the fact that the cost of things is just kind of going up, regardless of what hobby you're into, regardless of if you want to have groceries or if you need to pay rent, all of these things, the price of things is raising. Film photography, for me and for most people, is a hobby. It's something that we enjoy doing. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something I like investing in, but it's not something that has any major monetary return. So the only real benefit to shooting experimental film is to make a video about it. If I only have X amount of dollars in my budget to spend on film, I want to make that dollar count as much as possible. I want to buy film that I can count on as much as possible. Now, I'm sure that the Lucky film will be perfectly fine, but I've shot with Ultramax before. I like the look of Ultramax. And if the Lucky film isn't going to be substantially cheaper than Ultramax, why would I spend any part of my budget on something that I don't know about? Again, unless of course I'm making a video, which I intend on doing if this happens. The larger point to that is, I don't know how realistic it is for the market, if it's going to like shake it up in such a way, or if it's going to be able to. If it does, I think that's fantastic. I would support that. I would be a fan, but I am trying to be reasonably skeptical about the groundbreaking, life-changing implications of a Chinese-based manufacturer in the American market. However, this is where the thumbnail comes into play, because if you do live in China or in that Southeast Asia area, you now have Fuji, who will likely be producing something in China, likely just recanning film, but still domestic production, domestic supply of film. And you'll also have Lucky, which will be producing color and black and white film for very affordable prices. So I think that'll be a huge boom to that market. Then also I'm imagining that with tariffs being involved with all imports to America, that might inspire manufacturers to export more to other markets, such as the European market. What I've noticed is a lot of the times I'll make a video about like, wow, the film is this much or whatever. A lot of my European viewers, hi guys, thanks for watching, they will say, wow, film is so much cheaper in America than it is in Europe. And I don't know if that's due to supply issues or the dollar-euro price difference. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that they're accurate because I have looked. Film is more expensive there. So if the Lucky is able to introduce a very affordable color film option to the European market, another huge boom there. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know if it's going to be like, groundbreaking, life-changing, but it would be kind of cool. And also shout out to the Australian viewers. There's a few of you out there. I hope that you guys get some affordable Lucky film because it's tough. It's tough down under. That's pretty much the Lucky film news there. Not really much to go on. There's a lot of people who've talked about it. I encourage you to check out their videos as well. Just maybe temper the excitement a little bit. A healthy dose of realism is important to have. But speaking of film prices, oh boy. So I just did the math on this not too long ago, so we'll crack into it. But Pentax has some Black Friday deals on their website, and I've kind of thumbed through it, and they're not really great deals. It's kind of one of those things where they had a price and they put a line through it and then put another price there. And on first hand, you're like, wow, that looks more affordable. But in reality, it's like, that's still pretty expensive. Digital cameras, digital lenses. I don't really shoot with Pentax digital stuff. If you do, I encourage you to check it out. Maybe we could disagree on that. Maybe the deals are great and I don't know. Perfectly fine to accept that. However, I do know the Pentax 17 prices, and on the website here, they're listed at 499 euros, which is like, okay, well, they're about 499 bucks, I think, domestically here, so that makes sense. But if you do a quick little conversion on 499, it actually turns out to be more like $523, so there's a bit of a uptick there on the price for reasons. The most egregious thing in my mind is the Pentax 17 Color Pro Kit, which is 579 euros and 99, not cents, but whatever the equivalent is in euros. And what it is the Pentax 17, which we already discussed is now 499. So for that extra 80 euros, you get a Pro Pack of Portra 435mm. 80 euros, that seems like a little steep for Portra. And it's been a while since I bought Portra, so I just looked it up to kind of validate that. And on B&H, it's selling for like 75 bucks. 80 euros to dollars is going to be $84 thereabouts, $83.95. So it's about a $10 increase, which isn't that bad. If you're buying these in like Japan, or if you're buying it in Europe, or if you're buying in other countries, maybe your accessibility to Portra is a little bit more limited. So this might be a better deal for you. In the American country here, buying the Pentax 17 from B&H is like $4.99, and then buying a Pro Pack of Portra is $75, which is just less than this by a decent portion. So something to bear in mind there. Just because there's a line through the original price and a slightly lower price doesn't mean it's the best deal ever. Exercise some caution. You know what to do. You guys are smart people. If you want to lower the price significantly on the Pentax 17, they are offering a free giveaway. So if you go on the Pentax forum, post a picture, tag it like Pentax 17 giveaway. If you follow Pentax_US on Instagram, and then change your Pentax forum username to like include your Instagram handle, then you can enter into a Pentax 17 giveaway, which would mean you get one for free, which is a lot cheaper than $500. Trust me, I did that math in my head and it checks. The only exclusion is that you have to live in America, I think, in order to qualify for the giveaway. So, sorry. That's the Pentax news. There are some deals. I'll link it down below. Check it out if you feel so inclined. Moving on to the other company that produced a 35mm camera this year, Mint. Mint obviously rolled out the 35AF, the Rolly 35AF, I should say. And they have other cameras as well. Some of them are on sale on their website. I will link it down below. I'll level with you. I don't think the deals are very good, what they had to offer. Nothing really inspires me to like want to buy it. So your mileage may vary on that, but I just felt like it was important to include that there are deals out there for them as well. But maybe not. Moving down to deals that you might actually be interested in, Reflx Lab has 5 products that are on sale. Decent sales, $100 off for their bulk loader. I think $4.99 as opposed to $5.99. So if you want to do bulk loading, which might be a bit of a dying art form, as a reference to last video, but you can check that out there. They also have their flashes, light meters, and a little bag. All that's on sale, about $10 off. So not like a huge sale, but you know, a nice little chunk out of it might inspire you to look into it. I've used some of their products in the past. I really enjoy them. So if you feel so inclined, check them out. I'll link it below. Also, they do sell the Lucky black and white film. So if you're wondering how I can get my hands on this black and white film, check out Reflx Labs for that. $5.99, I think, for a roll, which isn't bad. But again, you have to think about the American market here. We have Karmir, we have Tariffs Edu, which kind of occupy that space of incredibly affordable, lower tier black and white film. It might be easier to reliably source the Karmir and the Tariffs Edu film as opposed to the Lucky film. Time will really tell, but it is interesting regardless having new film out. The biggest sales of this holiday season, and those are coming at you live from moment.com. They have a wide array of products ranging from filters to bags to tripods to lights to cameras, all on sale. I'll link it down below for you to check out. The only big asterisk that I will put on it is the long weekend, I think. The issue I have with long weekend, their 35mm camera, it's basically just a reskinned looking Kodak M35, M38, one of those two, whatever it is. The Kodak reusable disposable system, which is a fine camera. On Amazon, they're like 17 bucks, I think. I think sub $20 now, last time I checked. Fortunately, with the Moment sale, the long weekend 35mm camera is up for like $38, which is like double the cost. And aesthetically, it looks maybe a little bit better than the Kodak, but again, functionally, they're the same thing. So if you really like the design of the long weekend thing, by all means, but the same camera with a different brand, so exercise caution there as well. If you can save some money, get the $17 camera and buy some more film. That's probably what I would recommend. But also, if you really want that long weekend look for whatever reason, it is on sale. So again, that will be linked down below, as well as all of the other shops that have sales. And I'm sure that I'm missing some sales because I only have 2 sticky notes here. So if you have any other Black Friday deals that you think are worth sharing with others, feel free to comment those down below. I might make a follow-up video next week, kind of going over all of the things that you guys talk about. Overall, I would say there's like some decent deals out there, depending on what you're looking for. Not like a bunch of amazing sales, but you know, something out there for everybody, hopefully. I think that's pretty much it for the news today. I'm going to be curious to see the Lucky film development, how that shakes out. I'm going to see about the Karmir film, see if that's going to be in stock anytime soon, because it'd be cool to give that a try. Other than that, thank you for watching. As always, appreciate that support, and I appreciate you liking the video if you enjoyed it, subscribing to the channel as well so you don't miss out on future content. It's going to be kind of a short week with the holidays coming in, but I do have a full schedule of videos that I'm hoping to get out, so you don't want to miss out on those. Stick around and enjoy. Any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.